Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of Clarke, Scotts, and Rogers. Video Friday, episode 6, I kind of hope, because I tend to lose track of these things. And this is Midnight Edition, which is a bit of a hyperbolic, because it's not really, this is never going to make it through to the being up online, so I probably should just wing it, huh? Alright, so Video Friday, Super Bowl's over. Everybody wrote in. We had an enjoyable discussion regarding that. The current discussion on the doctrine this week past has been practical applications. That's really is going to be where the emphasis is this year. It's one thing to have a great personality theory, which we do. It's one thing to have a great self-improvement thing, which it is. But without some simple, easy to apply instructions, and geez, so what? So what we're doing for your new readers, if you happen to be just stumbling across this doctrine and listening to this, wondering what the hell is this guy talking about? The doctrine, as we all know, is a unique, fun approach to personality theory. Not really theory, but typing of personalities, understanding personalities. And in a nutshell, we say that, hey, look, it's not the list of things that you say you are and like and interests and traits. It's about the world that you're experiencing. That's what we're calling personality, and we're calling it one of three types: Clarke, Scotts, and Rogers. To get even better, and this will weed out the tourists. This will weed out the people who are just coming by for the fun music. Is that it's a little bit more involved than that. We're saying to you that, hey, when we assign one of these three characteristic labels, Clarke, Scotts, and Rogers, it's simply about a person who finds themselves living in the reality, the worldview of a Clarke, of a Scott, of a Roger. It's not that a person has the Rogerian traits. They're reflecting the things that they do to survive in the world of a Roger. That's all. But the funny thing is that we all have those potentials. So that raises that question of, okay, Mr. Talking on the Video, episode 6, expert on the doctrine, if I just made that statement that what we refer to as the Clarke-like personality type is a reference to simply a person who lives in the world of a Clarke. As we all know, that's the world of an outsider, perennial outsider, and that the behaviors we observe are simply the adaptive behaviors and strategies, and then we're going to stand by that. What makes a Clarke and why Clarks act the way they do makes perfect sense if you happen to see what kind of world they're up against. But here's the large but. We also maintain that we all have the characteristics of the other two, Rogers and Scotts in this case of the example. So where the hell did we get those adaptive behaviors and strategies, huh? Where? Damn. Alright, so this is the fun. This is the fun part if you happen to be a Clarke or a bored Roger or a Scott who's done gnawing on the table leg, is that we're discovering this thing and understanding it as we go along. And not quite the same thing as making it up as we go along, but close. So we've got to figure out what it is, how most of us can identify, and why we have traits of the other two. And I got a feeling, you know, and I know what the Rogers are saying out there in the audience, if they're even listening. Oh, some of them are listening, and they're getting ready. They're kind of statements. I get the feeling that the answer to this, as it develops, will be a huge plus in our process of learning how to use this as a self-improvement tool. I'll give you a hint. Current thinking, as we were writing the book on the Wakefield Doctrine, the current thinking is that when you go to the world of the other two types and try it out, and then come back to your predominant worldview, you know, you're a Clarke and you go see the world of a Roger or a Scott, check in on Girly on the Edge. There's a lot of material on that of late. When you come back, things are slightly different. And the current thinking is that what it's doing is making the borders, the boundaries between the three worldviews more permeable. It isn't so much that you're going back and forth rapidly, but you're refurnishing your normal predominant worldview. Which of course, and these huhs are for me and the Downsprings who've been following this closely. Interesting topic. I'm glad we did this little tape. So if this makes it up to the air, why don't everybody do two things? Why doesn't? Well, we could say that too. Why doesn't everyone do one of two things? Both things. Subscribe to this here blog here. We got to get the subscription numbers way up. And then when you've done that, write us a comment. Say, hey, I've subscribed. Send me a damn hat for my damn head. We'll do it too. So that's the latest from the Wakefield Doctrine on this Thursday night, 10/4.